Welcome to Reading with Miss Momo. I'm so glad you could join me today. I have another Halloween story to read to you today, and it's a funny story about a happy witch who is very kind to her friends. And I like it because if you're going to be a witch, I'd like to be a happy witch. So I want you to listen to the story, and when we get through, we're going to talk about some lessons that we've learned in this story. So listen very carefully. It's got some delightful pictures to look at too. Join me now as I read Room on the Broom by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Alex Scheffler. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black, a long ginger hair, and a braid down her back. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly that it blew off the hat. And there she is smiling and they're happy, everybody's happy. And then there goes the hat because the wind was blowing so wildly. Over the field and forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat. But away blew the bow from her braid just like that. So now the bow has blown away. And they're shocked, and everybody has little shocked faces because the bow is blowing away. This wind is wild. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree with an ear-splitting shriek, they flapped a green bird with a bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said as the witch tied her braid in the bow, I'm a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch, so the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So now it's the cat, the dog, and the bird, and the cauldron, and the witch, all on her broomstick. And she's happy and everybody's smiling and they're happy. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew, the birds shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let her go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. The wand fell. Look, it's falling down, and they're looking sad again. It's raining and it's windy and it's stormy. Oh my, all the things they're having to go through. Then all of a sudden, from out of the pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said to it with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on the fold of her cloak, I am a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, said the witch. So the frog bounded on, the witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy. Now look, the witch, the frog, the bird, the cat, the dog, the cauldron, the wand, and they're flying and everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, and the frog is just so happy. He's just hopping and jumping and smiling. It's a happy, happy ride right now. These pages are a little bit hard to turn today. The broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog, and the frog went down, tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. Oh my goodness, look, the broom broke in half and everybody fell off. The witch is just on part of the broom going through a cloud, and she hears a scary loud noise. What do you think it's going to be? I'm a dragon as mean as can be, and a witch with French fries tastes delicious to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with a glint in his eye and said, just this once I'll have a witch without fries. Oh my goodness, the dragon is not being very nice, and the poor little witch is so scared. But just as he planned to begin with his feast, out from a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall and dark and sticky and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird, and its terrible voice when it started to speak was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched as it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, buzz off, that's my witch. And look, here's the dreadful thing that came out of the bog. And look at it carefully and see who all it is. The dragon's holding the witch. The dragon drew back and he started to shake. I'm sorry, he spluttered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog, down climbed the cat, and phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in that dragon's insides. And they're all happy and hugging because they saved the witch. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, find something, everyone, throw something in. So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! And then out rose, what do you think is going to come out of the cauldron? A truly magnificent broom, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, and a nest for the bird, and a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Look at this neat broomstick. It's adapted and modified and adjusted to fit for everybody to fit on and be riding and happy. And they went off with a whoosh. Wasn't that a funny story? How the friends jumped on the broomstick and she was happy to let them come on, and then a calamity happened and it broke in two, but they adapted and modified and adjusted, and they scared off the dragon. They scared off the bad dragon and saved the witch because she was their friend. And that's what friends do. We save each other and help each other when we're having problems, don't we? And then they brought all contributed to something that she put in the cauldron. She started up, she said a magical spell, and then they had a magical broom and all rode off together and were happy once again. You know, we've talked about how fairy tales start out once upon a time and how they end happily ever after. This was kind of like a fairy tale, wasn't it? Because it ended in happily ever after. Because friends helped each other. And because the witch was a happy witch and was willing to adjust and modify and adapt to whatever she needed to do. So in life, I hope that you're happy. I hope that you help with your friends and do whatever you need to do to make good things happen. Until we meet again, smile and be happy. God bless.